Mr. Monkey, Monkey Mechanic, was hanging out in his hammock. He had been working awfully hard lately and was looking forward to finally relaxing and catching up on his banana eating. When suddenly, the garage bell rang. That means Mr. Monkey has a visitor. I wonder who it could be. Why, it's Mr. Sloth! Hello, Mr. Sloth. What can I do for you today? Mr. Monkey, my car is too fast. I need it to go slower. Sure, Mr. Sloth. I can see if I could make your car go slower. Mr. Monkey was about to go get a better look at Mr. Sloth's car when suddenly... Why, it's Ms. Rabbit. Mr. Monkey, you gotta help me. This car's just too slow. I got places to go, places to see. I gotta go, go, go. And this car just goes. Can you help me? Hello, Ms. Rabbit. I think I can help make your car go faster. First, let's get a better look at both your cars. First, Mr. Monkey checks the engines. They seem to be running in tip-top shape. Then he checks the steering wheels. They both seem to steer. Finally, Mr. Monkey checks the tires. Yep, they're both just the right amount of tiredness. Not too soft, not too tough. Well, now this is a puzzle. Both cars seem to be just fine. Mr. Monkey has an idea. Off to his workbench. Mr. Sloth's car is too fast. Ms. Rabbit's car is too slow. If only there was one fix that would fix both problems. One fix to fix them all. Mr. Monkey has a solution, but first he's going to need some supplies. Mr. Monkey gets a nice big piece of red fabric. Then he gets a nice long metal tube. Then he grabs some metal hooks, and of course, some metal bolts. Mr. Monkey is all set. He just needs one more thing. His trusty monkey wrench! Mr. Monkey gets to work. Mr. Monkey is all done. A big red curtain? Mr. Monkey, it's a big, big, big red curtain, says Ms. Rabbit. That's right. Mr. Sloth's car was too fast for him, and your car, Ms. Rabbit, was too slow. So, the one perfect solution to solve both your problems is you should be driving each other's car. Mr. Monkey, it's perfect. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Monkey. Super great job. Yee-haw! Another satisfied customer. And with that, Mr. Monkey gets back to what he was doing before. Just the banana eating break Mr. Monkey needed. This is going to take a while. Poor Mr. Monkey. His bananas are too hot because they were sitting out in the hot, hot sun. Just then, Mr. Monkey hears bells ringing. A visitor. Who could it be? It's Mrs. Penguin. Hi, Mrs. Penguin. Oh, Mr. Monkey, you've got to help me. I've been trying to sell ice cream cones by the beach, but it's a hot day and my ice cream keeps melting. Nobody wants to buy ice cream soup. It's ice cream, all right. Mr. Monkey inspects the vehicle to find the source of the problem. He checks the tires, the windshield wipers, and even the horn. Everything seems fine, so Mr. Monkey checks the temperature. There's a hot setting and a cold setting. Mr. Monkey sees that the temperature is set all the way to cold, which means it's on full blast. Mr. Monkey can even see his breath. Of course it's cool now, Mr. Monkey. We're inside and the hot sun isn't shining down on my truck. Mr. Monkey swings over to his workbench to figure out this problem. Even though the cooling system is on full blast, the ice cream keeps melting because of the hot sun. How do we keep the truck out of the sun when it's at the beach? When Mr. Monkey goes to the beach, he likes to bring a big umbrella to stay cool in the shade. That gives Mr. Monkey an idea. Now, let's see. He needs 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. He also needs a round bracket and a beach umbrella. And of course, his trusty monkey wrench! Mr. Monkey takes the round bracket and fastens it with the bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now for the finishing touch. Mrs. Penguin's truck has a beach umbrella! Now, even under the hot sun, her truck will always be parked in the cool shade. Mrs. Penguin loves it! And now Mrs. Penguin has an idea. Here you go! It's Mr. Monkey's favorite treat, an ice-cold banana split. Delicious. Goodbye, Mr. Monkey. Stay cool. Goodbye, Mrs. Penguin. Thanks for the ice-cold banana split. Uh-oh. Mr. Monkey better get that ice cream. One evening, Mr. Monkey, Monkey Mechanic, was getting ready for bed. He had just turned on his nightlight when... A visitor? At this hour? Who could it be? Who? Why, it's Ms. Owl in her hot air balloon. That's who. Oh, Mr. Monkey, I didn't wake you, did I? It's okay, replies Mr. Monkey. Oh, thank goodness. You see, we owls are nocturnal, which means we sleep during the day and stay up all night. So what seems to be the problem, Miss Owl? You see, Mr. Monkey, I love to go for night rides in my balloon. Now, I see very well at night, but others don't. Bats and birds keep bumping into my balloon. Oh, no! Oh, yes! In fact, just tonight, a bird with a very pointy beak nearly collided with me. But that could pop your balloon.
Precisely, Mr. Monkey. Is there something you could do to make my balloon easier to see?
Mr. Monkey takes a good look at Ms. Owl's balloon. It's very big, but it doesn't really matter how big something is when it's dark outside. Mr. Monkey needs to make Ms. Owl's balloon easier to see at night. What other vehicles drive at night? Cars and buses can drive at night. Helicopters and planes can fly at night too. Now, what do all these vehicles have in common? Of course! They all have bright lights to help them see. And more importantly, to help others see them. That gives Mr. Monkey a bright idea. First, he'll need 4 flashlights. 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe some festive holiday lights too. Oh, and of course, Mr. Monkey also needs his trusty monkey wrench! 1 flashlight, 2 flashlights, 3 flashlights, 4 flashlights.
Oh, Mr. Monkey, it's very, interesting. But how will this make my balloon easier to see?
Ms. Owl isn't quite sure what to think. Here, you better put these on.
Oh, Mr. Monkey, it's magnificent.
Mr. Monkey is very proud. Now everyone will see you coming, no matter how dark it is. Ms. Owl can't wait to try out her bright new balloon.
Farewell, Mr. Monkey. Thank you for all your help.
Another job well done. Whew. And now it's time for Mr. Monkey to go to bed. Monkey Mechanic was weighing a big shipment of heavy banana crates. It's heavy lifting, and Mr. Monkey was having to work extra hard. Oh my! A visitor? Who could it be? It's Captain Crocodile and his great big boat. "Ahoy, Mr. Monkey!" said Captain Crocodile. "Ahoy, Captain! What seems to be the trouble?" "It's my boat, Mr. Monkey. It never stays where I leave it. When I sail out to my favorite swimming spot and drop anchor, my boat just floats away. I'm always having to swim after it." Captain Crocodile is a great swimmer, but it must be exhausting chasing that boat all over the bay. Mr. Monkey inspects Captain Crocodile's big boat. First, he checks the steering wheel. He checks the horn. Then he checks the anchor. This seems like a small anchor for such a big boat. according to Mr. Monkey's scale, it's not very heavy. Mr. Monkey has a big idea. So he swings off to his workbench. Now let's see. Captain Crocodile has a great big boat and a very small anchor. Anchors are meant to be big and heavy to keep the boat in place. Perhaps the boat needs a bigger, heavier anchor, one that's heavy enough to keep the boat from drifting away. Mr. Monkey doesn't have a big, heavy anchor, but maybe he can make one. He'll need some heavy things and something big to put them in. One of those banana crates should do the trick. Now Mr. Monkey just needs to fill it with heavy things. Oh, and of course, Mr. Monkey will also need his trusty monkey wrench. Mr. Monkey has replaced Captain Crocodile's anchor with a bigger, heavier anchor. It's heavy enough to keep the boat from drifting away, but it's not too heavy for Captain Crocodile to lift. You've saved my boat, Mr. Monkey! And just in time for my afternoon swim! What's this? The boat won't budge. Well, at least we know the anchor works. That was definitely some heavy lifting. Now Mr. Monkey deserves a light snack. Mr. Monkey, Monkey Mechanic, was oiling the wheels on his skateboard when all of a sudden, the garage bell rang. That means a visitor has arrived. But who could it be? It's Mr. Husky. Hello, Mr. Husky. Yo, Mr. Monkey! I was just getting a little exercise. Mr. Monkey sees that Mr. Husky has brought his sled. What seems to be the trouble? There's nothing I love more in the winter than pulling my friends on my sled. That sounds like a lot of fun, says Mr. Monkey. So, what's the problem? Well, I'm not sure if you've noticed or not, Mr. Monkey, but it's summertime, so there's no snow. I can't pull my sled without snow. I see, says Mr. Monkey. I really miss pulling my sled. It's great exercise, and my friends love it too. Can you help me? Unfortunately, Mr. Monkey can't change the weather, but there might be something else he can do to help. Awesome! While you're doing that, I'll be outside doing my exercises. Mr. Monkey knows that sleds slide on the snow, but snow only falls in the winter, so he'll have to find another way to help the sled move. Now, what types of vehicles work well when there isn't any snow? Cars work well in every season, and you can ride bicycles in the spring, summer, and fall. Oh, and skateboards too. What do all those vehicles have in common? That's it! They all have wheels. That gives Mr. Monkey an idea. He'll need 4 wheels. Mr. Monkey better check his inventory. Oh no! He's all out of wheels. He used the last 4 wheels on his skateboard. Now he can't help Mr. Husky. Wait! That's it! He can take the wheels off his skateboard and attach them to Mr. Husky's sled. Mr. Monkey loves his skateboard, but he loves helping his friends even more. 1, 2, 3, 4. There, 4 wheels. And Mr. Monkey will need one more thing. His trusty monkey wrench! One wheel, 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels. Mr. Monkey! My sled is sliding! But there isn't any snow! How did you do it? My mind is literally blown! Simple, Mr. Husky. I just added some wheels to the bottom. Now you can pull your sled all year round. Mr. Monkey, Monkey Mechanic, was busy balancing bananas when suddenly the garage bell rang. When the garage bell rings, it means Mr. Monkey has a visitor. Why, it's young Turtle. Hello, Turtle. How can I help you?
Oh, Mr. Monkey, I've had no end of trouble with my bicycle. It's too tipsy and wobbly, and I keep falling off. I'd really like to ride it without falling off. No one likes falling, especially when it's so hard to get back up. Mr. Monkey, can you fix my bike so it isn't so wobbly and tipsy?
Mr. Monkey takes a good look at Turtle. Then he takes a good look at Turtle's bike. First, Mr. Monkey checks the wheels. They seem the right amount of round. Then he checks the seat. Seems the right amount of bouncy. Finally, he checks the horn. Just the right amount of honk. The bicycle appears to be in working order. Maybe the problem isn't that the bike isn't right, but that the bike isn't right for Turtle. Maybe young Turtle needs a different bike to ride. Mr. Monkey has an idea, and you know what that means. Off to his workbench. There are 3 different types of cycles that people ride. Some cycles have 1 wheel. They are called unicycles. See, it only has 1 wheel. You need very good balance to ride one of these, as you only have 1 wheel to balance on. Some cycles have 2 wheels, like young Turtle's. Those are called bicycles. See? 1 wheel and 2 wheels. These can be kind of wobbly, and you need pretty good balance to ride one of them. But some people ride cycles with 3 wheels. Those are called tricycles. See? 1 wheel, 2 wheels, and 3 wheels. They aren't as wobbly, and they're a little easier to ride. They're perfect for beginners. There's a type of cycle that's just right for each person. Young Turtle is just starting to learn how to ride, so a bicycle might be a little too advanced for him at first. Mr. Monkey has a plan. But first he needs to gather some materials. Mr. Monkey needs a wheel, 1 pipe, and some nuts and bolts to put it all together. That just leaves one more thing. his trusty monkey wrench. Young Turtle loves to watch Mr. Monkey work. He's wondering what Mr. Monkey is doing.
Ooh.
Mr. Monkey has made the most amazing tricycle ever. It's a tricycle made just for Turtle. In fact, it's a turtle tricycle. And the best part, it has 3 wheels. 1, 2, and 3. So Turtle won't fall down while he's learning to ride. Turtle loves it. He rides around and around and around and around and around and around and around. Young Turtle is the happiest turtle ever. And his tricycle is the best tricycle ever, because it's just for him.
Thank you, Mr. Monkey, for my wonderful tricycle.
Another satisfied customer. And with that, Mr. Monkey swings back up to his hammock. Now let's get back to balancing those bananas. Mr. Monkey, Monkey Mechanic, was working on his afternoon painting when suddenly the garage bell rang. When the garage bell rings, it means Mr. Monkey has a visitor in his garage. Mr. Monkey loves visitors. Let's go see who it could be. Why, it's Mr. Chameleon. Mr. Monkey is always happy to see his friend Mr. Chameleon. Hello, Mr. Monkey. I just found my favorite red jacket. Funny thing, now I'm red. I was wondering, do you think you could paint my car red to match? That's one of the many fun things about Mr. Chameleon. Sometimes he turns the color of whatever he touches. And today, he's apparently turned red. Oh, that's fantastic! Well, I better be on my way in my bright red car. Another satisfied customer. Now that Mr. Monkey's job is all done, he can get back to working on his painting. The garage bell. Another visitor. It's Mr. Chameleon again. Only this time he's orange? Mr. Monkey, would you believe it? I just found this bright orange hat. Only now I'm orange. Could you paint my car orange so it matches? Sure, why not? Mr. Monkey can paint the car orange. Oh, that's just great, Mr. Monkey. Thank you so much. Now that Mr. Monkey's job is finished, it's time for him to get back to his painting. Hey, Mr. Monkey! I've got this pair of yellow boots. Yellow boots, Mr. Monkey! You do not find these every day. I don't suppose you could repaint my car yellow to match. A green shirt, Mr. Monkey. My favorite blue jeans. Look at my fancy purple tie. I've got my nice red jacket on again, Mr. Monkey. But, I was wondering, could you paint my car red again? Poor Mr. Monkey. He can't keep painting Mr. Chameleon's car forever. What can he do? He heads to his workbench to try and come up with a solution. Mr. Monkey needs to fix this problem, but what color can he paint a car when he needs every color? First, Mr. Chameleon needed his car to be painted red to match his red jacket. Then he needed his car painted orange to match his orange hat. Then he needed his car painted yellow to match his yellow boots. Then he needed his car painted green to match his green shirt. Then he needed his car painted blue to match his favorite blue jeans. And finally, he needed his car painted purple to match his purple tie. There must be some way to make Mr. Chameleon's car match with all the colors of Mr. Chameleon's clothing and Mr. Chameleon. Mr. Monkey's got an idea, but before he can get started, he's going to need his trusty monkey wrench. Whoops! I mean his trusty paintbrush. Mr. Monkey has done it. Mr. Monkey made Mr. Chameleon's car a rainbow. Oh, Mr. Monkey, I am so happy. Not only is my car red, orange, and yellow, but it's also green, blue, and purple. It will match everything I own. Thank you so much, Mr. Monkey. You've made my car absolutely perfect. Now that Mr. Monkey's job is done, he can get back to finishing his painting. Magnifique, Monsieur Monkey. See you next time. He even checks out the seat. Well, everything seems to be in tip-top shape. Oh, my wheelchair is working fine, Mr. Monkey. It just doesn't have any pizzazz. Mr. Monkey wonders if there's something he can do to help make Little Doggy's wheelchair more exciting for the party. Off to his workbench. Little Doggy loves his wheelchair, but he wishes it was more festive for the party. Maybe Mr. Monkey can decorate Little Doggy's wheelchair. What kind of decorations does Little Doggy like? Well, Mr. Monkey knows that Little Doggy loves ribbons and streamers, but he especially loves balloons. Now Mr. Monkey just needs one more thing. His trusty monkey wrench! Mr. Monkey is ready to get started, but he wants this to be a surprise. Cover your eyes, Little Doggy. No peeking, Little Doggy, says Mr. Monkey. It's time for the balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, Little Doggy, open your eyes. Wow! Little Doggy loves his fancy new wheelchair. Whoops! Mr. Monkey may have used too many balloons. There! Now Little Doggy is the life of the party. Another job well done. And just in time, too, because it's party time!